Thank you. Thank you, Michele. I think that you clearly show that the standard, this technical level, so standardization, may be one of the most promising field of cooperation between the two shores of the Mediterranean, and indeed, MedDesire is really working on this aspect. So now it's time to give the floor to the companies working in the renewable energy field, and I ask all the roundtable participants to come on the stage, please, and there should be enough chairs. I hope we will have time for 2 rounds of questions, and also please from the audience, whatever question you have, you can do it. I will first start with Khaled Gasser. He's one of the founder and chairman of SEDA, and he also have a managing experience as a managing director of a company working in the renewable energy sector. And SEDA is a non-profit organization which is considered as a sort of platform for the market players in the solar energy in Egypt. And indeed, SEDA and Khaled in particular, whenever MedDesire go to Egypt, we always have a meeting with Khaled. So I think we have the privileged opportunity to get your perspective on what are in your opinion, the key ingredients to make an emerging solar market appealing for investors and for firms, since Egypt is really one of the most promising emerging market for solar energy.
Very much for your presentation about SEDA. I have only one comment about your question. Is what we hear today actually is something very impressive for us about what's going on about our region. But my only comment is you are always talking governmental to governmental, and you are always neglecting what is the going on in the market and what is the role of the NGOs or the private sector. For the last period, I was in a big discussion with many key players of why some initiatives succeed in one country while it's not succeed in another country. Why in the same region with the same perspective, with the same potential of the solar, you can find that some countries succeed to have some kind of success while the other still in the beginning. Actually, I believe this is 100% depends on the government aspects about the solar energy. But meanwhile, during the last initiative which happened in all the area, I found that always the role of the NGOs and the role of the private sector is always eliminated. Believe me, we have a lot of, as a private sector, and I'm talking in behalf of a lot of small and medium entities in Egypt, we have a lot of problems. And normally, we cannot pass these problems through the barrier of the government and go through the other international aspects. My only opinion is it's a time to talk between the NGOs in the region, not to talk between government in the region. Today we heard a lot about what happened in Lebanon, what happened in maybe Mexican, and I'm so impressive about this program in Mexico. But what I'm listening for, we need to sit together and say, what is our problem? And how we can solve this problem actually. The governments will not solve it simply. What is the problem of the private sector and how the NGOs can consolidate together and have a map for their future in solving their problem actually. And I'm always saying that all over the Mediterranean, this market is very impressive. Maybe in our countries we have a very strong market. We are ready for a lot of implementation. We are ready for a lot of technology transfer between Europe and maybe all North African, but still some gap exists. Still, we need to have more encouragement between all the private sector between the Mediterranean. Still, a lot of companies in Europe are afraid to go through this market for a lot of maybe political and economical problem. And still, the private sector in Egypt suffering a lot from the lack of technology and the lack of capacity building and all this issue. It's time, I think, that we should collaborate together. We should integrate our effort as a private sector and NGO and have our opinion. And through this opinion, we should try to have some role about what's going on in the strategy or in the policy of the solar energy in the future. This is simply my opinion.